So ladies and gentlemen, I give you not only the future nominee of the Republican Party, but also the next President of the United States of America.
I usually don't stand behind the podium, but given the fact the microphone works behind the podium, I'm going to take this one here. But what an introduction. That was extraordinary, and thank you, and almost half of that was right. Not as good as that. What's that old song? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I once was. And I hope I can muster the courage to be as good as I've just been introduced. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here tonight. I know there are a lot of people that went to a lot of work to get you here tonight. It's not easy writing a check to someone running for office. It's harder to get a friend to do that, and a number of you have done that, and I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you to the host committee and those that brought friends. It's been quite an experience so far. I didn't know I'd be doing this when I was a teenager, or actually in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I did not imagine I'd be running for president of the United States. I backed into it. And because I was a business guy. I spent 25 years in business. And somehow I went out and ran the Olympics out in Salt Lake City that got in trouble, and they were successful. When that was over, the people in my state that were friends of mine said, come back and run for governor, it's a mess here. And so I did, got elected, and somehow that opened the door for me to run for president. And I'm concerned about the country. I have been in some cases almost fearful of the course of our nation over the past several years, and yet I come to you tonight more optimistic than I've been in some time, and that's the result of going around the country and meeting Americans. It's still a great land. If you just watch the news at night, you get the impression that there are all sorts of bad things going on, and there probably are. They tend to show the unusual. But when you go on the campaign, you get to meet the normal Americans. You meet, folks that live in everyday lives. That's encouraging. And a lot of things you come away with. One, that we are very much devoted to our families and friends. We are extraordinarily patriotic as a people. We love our country, and thrill when we're asked to serve in some way. And we're also still very entrepreneurial. Very innovative, very creative people. I'm always amazed as I see the kinds of things people come up with. I mean, and it's not always predictable. I was with a guy who was an advertising executive.